G'day, Mike Smith here. Just wanted to make a quick video to share with you some exciting news. You may be aware that I've been working quite hard over the last few months making quizzes, and I've made the process a lot more efficient. So I can now generate Blookets quizzes and similarly Kahoots quizzes, Microsoft Forms quizzes, Quizlet quizzes, and H5P quizzes, which is the big news, in a very efficient way. And I just want to show you how I do that. So let's get started. Okay, now first of all, one of the really cool things about Blookets and Quizlet as well is that you can import questions using a number of methods here. And so what I'm going to do is use a spreadsheet import for Blookets. Blookets can also import simple lists from Quizlet, but I'm just going to show you the spreadsheet import. And the thing about spreadsheet import is it needs to be formatted in a particular way, so it's quite a bit of work. So unless you've got your questions already in a spreadsheet format, you might not be able to use that. H5P doesn't really have a good import capability, so I've had to hack this. Microsoft Quiz has recently introduced a file upload option. And Quizlet also has a file upload option. But the problem is generating all of these different formats was quite a lot of work. So what I've done is I've started with a database of questions, and in this particular case it's based on common errors at FCE, and these are the categories of errors. So there's 30 categories of errors here. And then the questions themselves are shown in this table, and I've come up with just over 200 questions across those 30 categories, but I'm adding more. And the question that I had for myself is, as I'm adding more to this list, can I get some way of regenerating the quizzes that I've already generated from this growing list? So in order to do that, I've had to do a bit of programming, so I've done quite a bit of programming and a little bit of code here. I can now select from the different categories using this little bit of code here. So from category 1, select 2 quizzes, from category 28, select 2 quizzes, and I can just change these numbers as I wish. This is a little bit rough and ready, but it's good enough for me. And then with this code, what it does is it outputs the questions in the various formats. So once I run this, I've got an output for Kahoots and Blookets, got an output from Microsoft Quiz, and what I've been working really hard on recently is I've got an output that I can actually hack into H5P with as well. Okay, so you're probably not all that interested in how this works, but I can show you the results. So if I want to create a printed quiz, I click into that box, copy that, paste it into a Word document as I've done here, and then format it as I wish. And if I want to suppress this metadata here, I can do that as well. And then I go down here and click on the key. Similarly, open up another Word document and paste that into there. So that's pretty simple, very quick and easy, and then you can just hand those out to students and off they go. As you can see, I've got another output here for uploading to Microsoft Quiz, so that's similar. In fact, at the moment I've got my outputs for this to be exactly the same as my printed output, but I've put them in separate boxes because I may want to change a few things. In any case, that Word document that I've got here with the printed quiz, I can just save that and then upload it to Microsoft Forms Quiz. So that's easy as well. Okay, pretty pleased with the output for Blookets. So you can see that the questions here have been output using all of these commas and quotation marks here, and that is simply so that it will import nicely. So what you do is you copy that, paste it into a text document, which I've got here, and then save that as a CSV file, which I've got here. And then if you open that in a spreadsheet, which you don't need to do because you just upload the CSV file, but if you want to have a look at it, you can look at that in a spreadsheet, and you can see this is the format required for Blooket. It's very similar to Kahoots. The idea is that you've got your question stem, you've got your up to 4 answers, and those answers, let's just show you, those answers correspond to these blocks here in Blooket. Okay, so back here again, and then you nominate which of the answers is correct, and you can have more than one answer correct in Blooket, which is outstanding. At the moment, all of these are annotated 1 because in my database I've, by convention, just listed the first answer being the correct option. But as you can see, Blooket is actually going to offer a lot more flexibility here for multi-answer questions. So that's cool. Okay, so I don't really need to open this in a spreadsheet because what Blooket's going to do is allow me to upload the CSV file that I just created. So I've got one ready to go here. So I just CSV import that, and then press create, upload the CSV file, and browse to where that CSV file was. And hey presto, could show the answers there, and that's all done. That's taken me less than 10 seconds to do. Save that set, and it's ready to go. FCE. So the one that I just created was this one here, 60 questions. How cool is that, to be able to create a Blooket with 60 questions in just a few seconds, and then if there's a problem, I can correct the problem in my list in the database, and then regenerate it. That's really cool. Okay, so that's creating a new Blooket from the data set. Okay, so now let's have a look at, so that's using this output. Fantastic. Okay, now finally what I'm really super excited about is the ability to create H5P files using this automated output as well. And this is a bit trickier because it does require you to get into the data file of a H5P package, and that's a little bit complex. But effectively this H5P file here, which is just an interactive book with a column in it and ready to go with some questions, but it doesn't have any questions at the moment, that's represented by this expanded file here, a container, and if you actually look in the appropriate spot, this is the contents of that file, the content file here. So now what's without getting too technical, is that what I can do is now generate the necessary code that goes in here, which populates this H5P file with the questions. So that's what I've done. I've got the software to do that, so what I'm going to do is put that in there, just paste that into there, then I'm going to save that file, and then I've got to recreate the package for H5P. So let me just get that set up. Okay, this basically involves zipping all of this back up again because I've edited one of the files. So I'm just going to do that. Created another H5P file here. If I double click on that, now all of those questions are there. And how much work would that be to edit manually? So now I've got 60 questions in there in the space of less than a few seconds. and that's where they all are there. So this is just, I'm so pleased that this is working, because now I can use the H5P file, give that to my students for them to practice, and then the Blooket as an interactive activity class for the whole class, and then the Microsoft quiz as a final assessment. So all of this is working really well. Okay, thanks for letting me share that with you, and as you may be able to tell, I'm pretty excited by all of this. Have a good day.